and women, this is students, understand that, came down here and worked for Freedom Summer. And people paid attention. So think of yourself in that context. I had also a very special moment for me because I have my main man with me. My main man, my grandson, Ade Shola.
Hello.
You know, let me tell you about this. I was thinking about what I was going to say, and I was watching him here with me. I recalled over 10 years ago when he was 6 months old. We were in San Francisco. He was on my chest. You know how you carry your grandson or your child on your chest. As we were there marching in support of hotel workers in San Francisco. We're marching. So his experience right now is his entire life of supporting people, supporting workers for justice. My great friend, Bruce Rayner, brought me down there, asked me to come down there, and I had my grandson. Little did I know that we would stand up here 10 years later, almost 10 years later, and here he is again with me in support of Nissan workers here in Canton, Mississippi. Give it up to Ade Shola Glover. But let me get on with this, because this is also a very special moment. We talk about this, and let me say something that's happened to me. Because from day one, this has been a year and a half now, as I've watched Mississippi Students for Justice and concerned students for a better Nissan come together, put together a road show, going from Atlanta to DC, Nashville, Tennessee, going to Chicago, New Orleans, we're going to Miami, we're going back to Nashville, we're going to Atlanta again. This is what I'm talking about. Young students putting themselves on the line like young students 50 years ago. You give it up for them. Give it up for the Mississippi Student Justice Alliance. Also, concerned students, and they're using their language, their medium of expression. They're using spoken word and hip hop and poetry to bring students. They're using Twitter. They're using the computers. They're using Facebook, doing all the work that they can do here to work on behalf of these workers here who have just demands. When they say labor rights, civil rights, those are the same words that people like Diane Nash and Bob Moses and Stokely Carmichael and others said 50 years ago when they said the right to vote was civil rights. The right for peace and prosperity was civil rights, and they changed the discourse around here. We can do this. We can change this. It is not simply just saying that, but it's getting involved. Engage yourself. Listen to the stories. Listen to the stories of Calvin. Listen to the stories of Betty Jones, of Morris Mock, and all the hundreds of Nissan workers who work here and work every day, support their families, build communities. That's the stories we need to hold up and uplift. Those are the stories that we need to stand behind. Their stories. Their stories. And it's not simply they want the right to vote on decide whether they want a union. It seems like an American right, a right, a just right, to be able to have some say in the workplace, be able to bargain collectively, to sit at the table, across the table from their managers and their owners and say, these are what our just demands are. These are what we should think that we should have in terms of health care and benefits and retirement, all of that's what they're saying. Essentially, right here in Mississippi, right here, you have to imagine how much courage that takes. You have to imagine how they've grown and grown and watched workers around the world. Workers in South Africa, workers in Brazil, workers in Australia, workers in Germany, workers in Japan support their just right. That's where it is. It's not some hollow wish. It is the truth, and they bear the truth. You know, we hear And we got many supporters, I'll tell you this. I mean, we're going to introduce you to a young man who wish he was here today. He's going to say a few words, and let me tell you, he's going to surprise you. Let's roll it. Let's roll that Skype, that tape, whatever we have there. Let's roll it.